Why? Why do I even bother with these movies? Why do I even bother wasting my money watching these types of films? This is gonna be just another rant again. Let's just get over this review. So, Snake Eyes, a G.I. Joe story, or whatever the hell it's called, basically follows Snake Eyes as he becomes the character we all know and love from the movies or the cartoon or the comic books or wherever you know him from. And this essentially is an origin story. And it's basically a ninja movie as well. And that's just all there is to the movie. So, like always, let's think of some positive thing about the movie. There is nothing positive about this movie. When I was a kid, my father used to always watch like these ninja movies, American ninja movies, and I grew up watching them and I enjoy them very much. And every time I watch a ninja movie, even though they might not be as good, as long as it has ninja stuff in it, that's all I really need from these movies. And but with this movie, it's different. It's really is a bummer. Okay, rant in three, two, one. Let me be clear to you. I enjoy ninja movies. I like ninja movies. I like movies that's about ninjas. I like to see nunchucks. People like the masks they wear, the secrecy and all that. The katana swords. I like those stuff, and they're in this movie. But those other movies still exist. I can still watch those movies, and they have a character that's at least likable. I hate Snake Eyes in this movie. He's a jerk. He's a jerk at the beginning of the movie, and he's a jerk at the end of the movie. They try to give him like a Han Solo type personality, in where he's a smart mouth that talks, but then over the course of the film, he's supposed to learn and change his ways and be a different person by the end. But no, it's because of him bad stuff happens in the movie. It's his fault. The ending of the movie, like the last action set piece of the movie, is because of his fault, because he's a jerk, he's a douchebag. And I knew it the moment I saw this movie. From the first scene of the movie, I knew exactly what the movie was going to be. And every line a character gives, I'm like, that's going to lead to, and there it is. Oh, that's going to be for, and there it is. That movie is so predictable. At the very least, those other movies, not all of them, but most of them, yeah, those other movies aren't really as perfect, but at least they have something that's really good. At least the fight scenes are, simple. At least the actors, or the characters, are likable. There is nothing redeemable in this movie. There's nothing enjoyable to watch in this movie. Like I said, I hated Snake Eyes. He's the worst character in this movie. Why would you take a character from the other movies that doesn't talk, that always wears a mask? He's famous for not talking and wear that mask. But he doesn't have a mask? And he's a blabbermouth? Why? And it's not like at the end he doesn't talk and he has like a scar and he wears the mask for a reason. And the trailer shows you that he wears a mask for no reason, because his name is Snake Eyes. That's it. And they even did the Han Solo thing of giving him the reason why he's named Snake Eyes. I didn't even care. When I saw the movies, I'm like, oh, I wonder how he got his name. Oh. No, I didn't care. I'm like, it's a ninja movie. I don't understand. The exposition in this movie are horrendous. Oh my god, this movie has so many expositions, so many backstories that I just did not care. I'm like, shut up. I don't care. There's so much. This movie literally has so many exposition that the last movie I saw, Old, like I forgot that movie had so many exposition. This one, like try to top that one. I'm like, whoa, how many can you give me? It's insane. It goes like something like this. It's like oh, they murdered my father. I know who murdered your father because we found your father over here. But you are a bad person. You have potential for more things because I've heard this about you, and you have a track record of who you are. Let me go and jump, and then we meet Storm Shadow, and he's like, oh, I'm part of this clan right here. This is who my heritage. That's my grandma. This is my culture. This is my people. This is what I do. I want you to join with me. Oh, that's my cousin, and that, and this, and that, and moron, and you're this. You meant to be that. Oh, what happened to me? Let me tell you what happened. How I got the scar. Let me show you how. Let me tell you how I got the scar. You want to see that? You don't want to see that. Let me tell you how I got my scar. Oh, let me tell you about all this. You know about him. You need to know about her. You need to know about everybody here. It's so many stuff. I'm like, at the end of the movie, I'm like, what happened? The exposition are like, and it's like, it's just blah 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 blah. I'm like, okay, it sounded interesting. I wish I could see it, but thanks for telling me. I guess. Well, I don't know. I would love to see it, but you're telling me, here, take my money. Here, keep telling me more stuff. Take my money. And this movie is so bad. And these fight scenes, like this movie is not even an action movie. Like it's they basically turn off your brain and close your eyes because you're going to have brain damage by the end of this. The first fight that he's in is exactly like Mortal Kombat. The first fight that he's in, like a cage fight, and it's like extreme close up and like shaking around, quick cut, like there's like 5 different angles of him throwing a punch. I'm like, oh, did he hit him 5 times? Wait, what's going on? And I'm like looking around. I'm like, why am I watching this on a big screen? It's giving me a headache. And it's like, cut. You want to fight? Cut here. Like, and it's like shaking. Like, what happened to those those old movies, those Bruce Lee movies? Like, it's simple. It's really simple. Watch those movies or go to YouTube and watch those scenes. It's a wide shot, mid shot, and it let the people do their job. This movie, like if you watch behind the scenes or like the little stupid promos of the movie, you see them like, oh, we took forever, great choreography and all that. I'm like, but you do that, but then they do like their job, but what you do is that you put the camera there and you like shake it, like ready, shake it. That's what you like. Yeah, that's what we want to see. And what I just did was more interesting than the movie. Like this movie it's the dumbest thing ever. Why do these movies do that? Here's an idea. There's a moment where these characters like running down a hallway, running down. I don't even know what the hell they're running down. There's like light coming out, and like we see them running through a light or something. And then instead of a simple wide shot, let them just run. We gotta follow them. We gotta shake. We gotta follow them and everything. I'm like, where are they? Like they were outside, and the next thing I'm like, oh, I thought they went to. I have no idea where they were. Like the fight scenes are so bad, and also the CGI in this movie are horrendous. If you don't have the budget for CGI, you don't put CGI. Like the big action set piece that you see in the trailer, that's completely blue screen, and I can tell when I saw the movie, I'm like. That's like there's like on the top of a truck, right? And the thing should like be flapping around anything, but no, it's like completely still, like only this right here flaps around, and they're like fighting and all that, and it's just blue screens and it's CGI. It's so obvious. I'm like, it's obvious CGI, and it's not even good CGI. I'm like, you couldn't take why like. They try to play these movies so safe. Like that's one of the main things that I even now, like especially now, looking back at those old action movies, those Jackie Chan movies, those Bruce Lee movies, I appreciate them even more because of the fact that maybe they're not good storytelling, but at the least they use practical effects. They actually fight. Like they have great choreography, simple, wide shot, mid shot. Like you could do POV occasionally, but wide shot, mid shot, let the people do their things, and then, but if this movie made me value those movies more, like, is that the purpose of this movie? Like, I don't understand. And this, like, it is, okay. This is something that I do want to talk about specifically with action movies nowadays. It's the idea of tension. Action movies nowadays don't have any tension. None of these movies that I saw had any tension. What I mean by tension, in the old movies, even though Arnold Schwarzenegger is like a big mountain, when he gets hurt, he gets hurt. He's in pain. In Commando, when there's an explosion that happens, he's like, and then he's hurt, and then he like, you have like marks and everything, but he's in pain. Some of these some of the good action movies of the 80s and 90s had the characters were in pain and there were tension because like, oh, even though this person is invincible, they can kind of die, they can kind of feel pain, and by the end of the movie, like some of the good ones like have them like scratched up, bruised up, beaten up, especially the newer films. Like it's by the early 2000s when the Bourne Identity came out, and when they try to use more greedy, realistic for the action movies. Like by the time after what happened in the World Trade Center, action movies were very differently, and so that's where the changes happen. But nowadays, like this is like the third movie, fifth, I don't know how many in a row, and where at the end of the action piece, the big action piece where everything blows up, everything's on fire. Next, our main character is not even a scratch, and so because of the fact that Snake Eyes is never in jeopardy, was never in trouble, I don't really care. I don't really care much about what's happening because the fact that he is invincible. He was never shown to cause pain. And that takes away everything. Like even in those Bruce Lee movies, like he gets some sort of pain. He gets hit a couple times, and he takes back, and another thing, they like I miss movie where action scenes like they were clever. And the thing about what makes a good action scene is the characters, is the fact that Bruce Lee in character is like analyzing, he's strategizing. Like there's moments in where they just stop and then you get a close up of Bruce Lee and he's like analyzing what to do next. That's what makes it good. That's what makes action scene intense back in the day. The fact that, these characters can get hurt. The fact that, they analyze. We see them in character, and some of the fight scenes, some of the best fight scenes in movie history is done with heart, is done to advance the plot. It's not just like specifically with the Marvel movies where they set the action set piece first. They make action scenes first, and then they make the movie based around that. And they have little to no connection to do with the movie. And the same thing with this one. I'm pretty sure they film all the action scene first, and then they're like, oh wait, we need a story. You borrow from here, or borrow from there, just put it together. People are dumb enough that they're going to buy it. Okay, they're going to give us their money. They're dumb. So. And it looks like it's exact, and they're right. People are dumb enough to watch these movies and waste their money. And that's the problem that I have with action movies nowadays, is the fact that there is no tension. I don't care about the movie because of the fact that our main hero doesn't feel pain. They're not in jeopardy. And anytime it's just action for the sake of being action. It's not like this action is motivating this character, or this action that's happening is relevant to this character or relevant to the plot. It's just there because studios want that, kids want to see that, people want to see that, and so they don't make movies back in the day. Like go watch those Bruce Lee movies and really see the difference between good fight scenes and piece of crap fight scenes like the ones that we see nowadays. And that's why like I just don't care about these movies anymore, which is why I didn't plan to bash on this movie. I didn't want to hate this movie. I really didn't. It stunned me how lazy, how lame this movie is. I was shocked by the first scene of the movie. I'm like, this is familiar, like obviously familiar. Like from the first shot of the movie, I know exactly what's going to happen. And it's not because I'm a scientist, I'm a film major that knows it. No, it's simple stuff. Like they just used it in Black Widow. They just used it in Fast and Furious. They just used it in Mortal Kombat. These are stuff that they just borrow from movies that are so blatantly obvious. And so with this movie, like I was shocked by the end of the movie. So that's my review for this movie. Please comment down below. Let me know what you guys think about this movie. Do you agree with me? Do you disagree with me? And also comment down below and let me know what are your favorite ninja movies, movies that and where there are ninjas involved in it. And I guess that'll be all for now, folks. Stay tuned for next videos that are coming up very shortly because we are out of here.